So I'm on my 1 month break from microdosing magic mushrooms, coming up on 1 month right now, and I want to share with you exactly how I feel. Thanks. Let's get into it right now. Hey, Dr. Dave, this is Microdose You. And as some of you know, if you've been following me for a little while, I've been microdosing magic mushrooms for a little over 1.5 years right now. And I got to the point a little bit over a month ago that I felt the mushrooms were talking to me. And I originally began microdosing due to some depression and a lot of anxiety and definitely some PTSD. So over the course of 1.5 years, I felt myself getting better and better and better, and so good to the point where I was able to totally wean myself off of Lexapro, 20 milligrams a day, and I just feel like super, super good every day. But as I said in my last video, it got to the point where I was feeling so good, and I was still microdosing. The mushrooms actually started talking to me and saying, hey, enough is enough. We've done our job. You're good now. And they left me at that. Now, how do they talk to me? Well, number one, I felt it. And number two, I started, every time I would microdose, even a very small dose, I would start to feel like some weird anxiety creeping back in. Now, this is something that I had not experienced in probably close to 1.5 years, like almost no anxiety. And now the anxiety started creeping back in, but it was totally related to the microdosing. So I took that as a sign from the mushrooms saying, hey, you don't need us anymore. Stop, at least take a break. Stop. So I did, I listened. And right now, I am just about 1 month in. As I said to you, I'm gonna be taking a break for about 1 month, and I'm several days short of 1 month into my microdose break. And here is how I feel. I feel marvelous. I feel really good. I mean, I'd say my anxiety level on a scale from 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 is, well, let's make it 1 to 100. On the scale from 1 to 100, it is anywhere from 0 to 1 to 2. So in other words, I am a human being and I still feel some emotions sometimes with certain things. But as far as like anxiety, almost non-existent. I mean, I'd say pretty much non-existent. So the mushrooms have really done their work. They've done their job. They spoke to me. They've gotten me off all of my medication. And I've taken a 1 month break, or just about a 1 month break. In a couple days, it'll be 1 month break. So what do I do now? Do I go back to them? I said it's going to be a 1 month break. I mean, do I go back? Do I experiment with something more, like maybe some larger doses or whatever? My answer is I'm not quite sure yet, but my feeling now is that I'm not in a hurry to go back to microdosing, but I probably will in some way. I'll probably make myself some tea at some point, with maybe 200 milligrams in a tea bag or something like that. But instead of doing that right away, I have no hurry to go back because, again, we've accomplished what we set out to do. And you can't ask for anything more than that. I mean, 1.5 years ago, I was in bad shape. And if I would have known then what I knew now, as far as like how I'd be feeling after these mushrooms did their job, I'd be elated. I'd be so happy, and that's what happened. They've done their thing. So I am likely going to, if I take a microdose here and there as needed, I will do that. But in other words, on day 31 or on day 32. I'm not saying that, okay, I've got to take the micro. No, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I don't really need to. But I also probably will experiment with some larger doses to see what that's like, explore my mind a little more, see what takes place. So I'll definitely keep you in tune to that for sure. Now, I do want to share one thing before I give you some other news. I did start a Facebook group it's a place where we can all meet up after videos or between videos or whenever, and we can all have conversations. And putting comments below is still good, and I still will see them, and I'll still answer them. However, having a forum, a private forum with other like-minded people and people that are going through the same thing, and they could be at different stages. Some people are absolute beginners, some people are more experienced. I think that's going to be really, really valuable for us and this entire community moving on. So I'm going to put the link to this Facebook group down in the description. It's very important that you click on that link because there are a couple groups or pages that have similar names. So click on the link in the description and we'll meet up there anytime you want. It's on 24/7. It's on Facebook, so you do have to be a part of Facebook, which, you know, probably 99% of you are anyway. Even if you hate Facebook, which a lot of people do it, I do on some level, it's going to be a really valuable resource because it's a totally private group that we can talk about whatever you want. Now, what about you? How are you doing on your journey? Have you started yet? Where are you on your journey? I would love to know because from my experience and kind of like unofficial research, it seems to me that well over 50% of the U.S. population, adult population, is experiencing some type of like anxiety, depression, post-traumatic type disorders. So it could be from military, but it could be from family, it could be from an abuser, a bully, it could be from anything. Well over 50%. The sad thing is that many people just continue to go through their lives and either don't want to admit it, don't want to face up to it, or afraid to share with other people and don't seek the help that they need. And some people turn to other things such as alcohol or drug use and get involved with addiction and things like that. And none of those are really good options. Look, if you have some type of a mental, what's the word I'm looking for, a mental issue going on, that's the best word I can think of right now, a mental issue going on, don't keep it in, don't hide it. Over in the Facebook group called Microdosing, somebody actually mentioned the other day, saying, Dave, I kind of told at least part of my story there. And some people, or one person in particular that I can remember, said something like, Dave, I've known you for so many years and I never ever knew that you were going through this. You know why? Because it's so easy to hide. And sometimes we don't want to face the fact. And sometimes we just want to get on with our lives and say, this is okay, this will pass. But guess what? It doesn't pass. It gets worse. It affects your overall physical health. It's a mental health issue such as depression or anxiety or more like PTSD or addiction or something like that is very serious. It's just every bit as serious as a physical malady. Sometimes worse because it can really wreak havoc on all systems of your body. So I'm urging you, please, if you don't want to go this route of microdosing, you're watching this for a reason. If you don't want to go this route, get help in some way. Although I have done videos and podcasts about the fact that I don't believe that talk therapy is very effective. I think it's really slow. I think in most cases it doesn't work. That's why they want you to come back every week or 2 times a week and keep talking and talking and talking. But nothing ever happens. Nothing really gets done. I think the cases are rare that somebody says that I was totally cured through talk therapy. It just doesn't really work. And then the other options are anti-anxiety agents, antidepressants, and those are mostly pharmaceuticals that also have side effects, and you've got to stay on these the rest of your life. That's why I explored the world of psilocybin, magic mushrooms, microdosing them. You can do this and it doesn't really affect your daily life. You can go on with your life. It's sub-perceptual, so you're not high, you're not tripping, you're not in a state of where you can't do anything. Out of everything I've tried over the past decade or so, there's no question in my mind, in this little mind here, that microdosing or using magic mushrooms in some capacity, some people macrodose, and we'll go into that at some point. You've got to do something. You've got to help yourself, because doing nothing, if you know in your heart that you've got something going on, doing nothing is not an option whatsoever. And I don't want to see you deteriorate. I don't want to see you go downhill. As I said, it does not get better on its own. It generally either stays the same or gets worse, and generally gets worse if you don't do anything about it. So, guys, I'm here for you. Let's meet up over on the Facebook page, on the Facebook group. Any questions, as I said, it's private. We have our little chat room and other like-minded people are there waiting to meet you as well. Okay, thanks so much for being with me. I really appreciate you. If you know of anybody else that's in your family or friends or you work with it might want this information, turn them onto this channel. I really appreciate you and anybody else that's watching or listening. Talk to you soon. Dr. Dave, Microdose You.